I need a higher. I mean, I have an idea.
All right, I'd like,
From home.
you all said, yeah, Mr.
Everything.
Technician there,
Too
thank
big.
you. All right, come to call town meeting Vale Planning Board for a regular meeting session of April 9th, 2026. We have a quorum of members, so we will hold the meeting. Briefly, we will, looking at the agenda, we have minutes to adopt. We have no correspondence, no public hearing. We have no new business. We have old business with Mr. McEnany, 29 Burbank Village Road. But before we start, I'd like to ask everybody if they would stand with me to salute the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated. Mr. McEnany, since you're still standing, it's good. All right, you want to bring us up to date as to what has changed since your last visit to the board?
Sure. So the last changes that I've made was I've modified the plans so it would help the board determine where the ADU unit is and where the main area is. I also have a new determination letter from Will, the building inspector.
Right.
And
Has he given it to you? Do you have it in hand?
I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've reviewed it.
All right, and it speaks of conditions that this board would likely place
Correct.
when and if we grant the relief requested. Did you want to say something else? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I think that's about it.
I just want to, I know you've attempted to refine your plans, but there was something troubling for me. I know we found out that you had been placing the residents on Airbnb in the past. And, you know, I happened to take a look, go on the internet this afternoon, and damn if I don't still see your place listed on Airbnb. So I thought that was going to be removed, as you know, that is not a permitted, you know, short stays are not permitted in your zone, the hamlet zones. You are aware of that.
I am aware of it after the last meeting, and I did cancel any short-term stays I had.
Okay, because I tried to book actually in the future, and I see there are some spaces reserved already. So I'm not saying it might be a glitch,
Right.
Airbnb, but I mean, so that you know, I'm gonna look again on the website. I better not see the residents listed for Airbnb.
The town allows for long-term, right?
Gotta be past 30 days,
So
more than 30 days.
if you were to remove all the days, then you couldn't get any long-term people. So you have to leave the window available to get the long-term. Like I have 2 long-term people that are booked for 30 days and 45, but if I was to cancel the days, then I wouldn't get that at all.
I'm not following.
So if I was to cancel the calendar,
Are you saying you already have bookings for one for 30 days and one for 45
for long-term, yeah, because
at the residence? Really?
yeah,
You
I was told that I couldn't do short-term.
Right, but you have actual bookings.
I have a booking, it's not accepted, but I have a query for it.
Okay, well, you just changed what
Well-
you just told me. You said you had book and now it's a query. It's different than.
Well, actually it operates the same way
You have
because
reservation
I have reservations
for how many days?
for 45 days.
For 45 days. All right, well, that's something we'll run. You probably should run it by
Right.
Will or
But
zoning compliance.
many times they cancel
Cancel
bookers. So
the bookers for the 45 days. I'm confused.
ugh,
No. You said you had a booking for 45 days and just told me they've canceled.
No,
They could
no.
cancel.
You have,
Oh, I'm asking the real estate expert on the board here.
I'm trying to explain how
Maybe
they,
you know how Airbnb works.
Not familiar with Airbnb, but I do know that I do Airbnb myself, but you can cancel. And there's
Yes.
a window that you can cancel, so it
That's my
could be an
understanding as well.
inquiry on there for 45 days where they have the reservation. But there's a window.
They can
Is it like
cancel
2
up
weeks?
to a certain amount of
Up to
days.
2
Yeah.
weeks?
well, it depends how your setting are. Is they can leave like 30 days or a week before. It depends what you're trying to really get. What the kind of quality you want.
All right, so is it your intention at this time to continue listing on Airbnb? But you'll advertise that it has to be for stays for longer than 30 days?
Absolutely. And I want to do a clarification, because I can't assume that you know how the booking platforms work. If I was to close down certain weeks, it cancels the ability for me to have a long-term person. So there's availability. If somebody wants long-term, I'll accept it. If they don't, I'll reject it. But closing the bookings prevent anything from happening.
Why don't you just put on the market for rental by regular people?
That's my intention. If I get this approval, I would like to get a long-term tenant.
Because I think that that's probably more in keeping with the kind of funding that
Yeah,
you're getting for doing this.
and that's actually what
And it-
my
yeah.
interests were. My interests were that the Airbnb was just an intermediate to get to this point.
Okay. Now, is it your intention to remain and live in the
Yes.
accessory unit?
Yes,
Okay, because I know there was some question about whether that's what you would be doing, but your intention is to live in the accessory unit
yeah, my intention
and
is to
to
live.
lease out the other unit?
Correct.
Or lease for a longer term than
Longer term, a minimum of 6
Airbnb
months.
Actually
Correct.
calls for.
Yeah.
And when you go to lease the bigger unit, will you be advertising it? How many bedrooms?
2 bedrooms is the only
Nice.
permitted.
Scott, you had a question?
I looked at your plan that you had, the blue and or the green and the yellow,
Yep,
and it shows the front entryway and the windows not concentric like an actual photograph it is. It doesn't rhyme with this photograph of the house. The dimensions are off. Something's off. Maybe my eye, but something's off.
are you saying the windows and the doors are off?
No, because here's what your house looks like. But what that plan says is different from this.
The plan, it is that. So if you look at the plan, you'll see windows and doors in the same location as that.
No. They're not. You see this front doors, everything here is concentric. You understand what I mean?
The plan is what you see.
Not what I see.
Does anybody else have a problem with the plan?
Did Will have a problem when he was there?
Will did not have a problem with the plan either.
What Scott is saying is the dimensions on the front part of the plan don't match up to the
I
reality.
mean, it's not a crisis.
Okay,
That's
well,
right.
I'm not criticizing anybody if that's the way that you see it, but it should, it's laid out, it's identified, everything is. If you look at the plan, you can see, so for example, let's take a look at,
Let's take a look at your photograph.
let's take a look at the photograph. So what you see is you'd see 2 front doors,
Correct,
and then you see 2 windows on the left, 2 windows on the right.
correct. Everything is concentric. But on the plan, it doesn't depict concentric. They're offset.
Maybe a few inches. It could be just a plan interpretation, but there's 2 windows. So if you take a look,
You see,
you
this
can
section right here. See this little tiny sliver?
Yeah.
Look at the size of this
I
one.
think if Will had a problem,
See
with
this
that, he
one?
would have said something.
You know, I
Concentric.
think what you're saying is, if I'm wrong, it's the proportionate of the placement, but this is just the plan that demonstrates the best actuary that I can come up with to show you how the rooms are. It still shows the windows and doors.
Yes,
Your issue is the placement isn't close enough.
no,
I think.
this is your house.
Question of dimensions.
Yeah, it's dimensions is what we're
Okay.
talking about. This plan isn't depicting what's on this photograph.
It is, this
It's
is,
in my eyes.
this is an actual measurement. This isn't me doing it.
Anyone, the board look at it?
Photograph? We don't, I see what you're talking about, but if I could see the
What
photograph.
would you want
Did
him,
you-
what would you want him to do, Scott? I'm
Oh, just
trying to
change
understand.
the plan a little to depict that house. Now, you could always send Will over there
But he
and
was
say,
there.
yeah, that board member
Will-
doesn't know what he's talking about.
Will has been there and he hasn't had a problem and he has
This-
reviewed the plans.
You know, then again, what's the purpose of the application? It's for a special permit to have the accessory apartment.
Mhm.
And I don't mean to
So,
criticize
The
anybody.
dimensions, I'm not that worried about if there's an error on the plan.
It's,
Okay.
minor.
it looks close enough, and these are not construction drawings, and so I wouldn't have a worry.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
close enough for government work.
Okay,
That's-
and say I did,
Do
I
you
did
understand that
I
you have a
understand.
you have a kitchen,
Sure,
and to get to your front eating table, you have to go through the bathroom to do that.
that was the way that the house always was.
No, this was a post office, and then it was a man's workshop.
That bathroom was there.
Oh, that
I
might,
bought the house with that bathroom there and you had to go through that bathroom to get into the laundry, into the back room. I did not.
yeah, but he never ate, or the family never ate there. It's okay.
Okay,
You can have that.
Okay.
But what-
I don't-
what do you
yeah.
want From your conversation from him to make it right. That's what I'm trying.
No,
to
it's a point of view. He has the kitchen on the opposite side of the bathroom. So if you're cooking to bring the food to your table, you have to go through the bathroom.
it is weird. I will agree with you. But
Okay.
I will tell you, that was the way that the house was. And you know what? That's where the kitchen was.
Okay.
Yeah, I can guarantee you because when I bought the house, there was a range located in that room with the vent, and I never changed the vent because I just wanted to prove that there was a kitchen there. It's weird. It is weird. I am not denying that, but it's a quirky house. It's got a lot of history.
I mean, and you don't have to do this, but here's what I recommend. That, so you can rent out a 3-bedroom apartment. Just check with the Board of Health, maybe only have to add a lateral or something.
They won't let me, they won't, the Board of Health does not get involved in this if I'm not changing the bedrooms. If I add a bedroom, it's gonna be, they're not gonna allow it.
His septic is on the opposite side of the.
Yeah.
He has 2 tenant parcels, so he has the primary house and,
Same as Terry Lip.
But I see what you're,
no, that's-
I see how you're saying it. I would love it. I would love to be saying this is a 3-bedroom, live in the ADU, but I can't.
That's why that one room is an office den.
Yeah,
And-
So you have 2 offices in the
Well,
apartment.
there's no.
Yeah.
closet in that. We spoke about this like 3 meetings
Yeah.
ago, where the one does not even have a closet in it. So we
Yeah.
had to change it on the plan for us.
yeah,
So you have it as a lot of open space,
I do.
which I think reading one of the reviews from one of your customers
Mhm.
enjoyed the fact they had this.
There was a
extra
space.
Space.
Yeah. You know, the house
That's
needs to
cool.
breathe.
What?
The house needs to breathe.
Yeah.
And it's not for tall people, this house either.
No, the second floor, the height of the ceiling is only 7 feet.
That's how it was back when.
That's how it was, yeah. And 12 people used to live there.
I have just one more question, and,
Yeah.
as you know, we're gonna set this for a public hearing next month. And we'll have to notice members of the surrounding area and publish, and see might have some questions, but with respect to Department of Health,
Right.
now you say in your response that it was confirmed that because the proposed accessory does not increase the legal bedroom count, no additional septic or water capacity assessment is required. Could you tell me, or could you give the board information of who confirmed that statement? You said it was confirmed.
Yeah, it was
Department of Health-
confirmed. The Department of Health came to my house and I believe that Will was there. Either I or we both asked if they need to get involved and they said no. Not
All right.
unless if we were adding a bedroom.
Board of Health
So-
never gave you anything in writing.
No, they don't, they do, I've had many conversations with them. They do not participate unless of a bedroom is being added.
All right, well, it would be enough for me on the record that you've indicated that the
Yes,
Department of Health has informed you, has confirmed that.
Correct.
Yeah, but Alan, can I follow on that though?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
I bring it up.
But that's what confuses me because you are adding a bedroom. It was a workshop. And
No, but he's
No,
taking out another.
no,
bedroom.
I'm not adding a
Replacing
bedroom.
it.
I'm relocating a bedroom that was on the second floor down to
I
the
see.
first floor. Yes.
okay.
The bedroom count does not change. It's just
Yeah.
the way that they're getting
Fair enough.
care, right?
But just following on that.
Okay.
It's not the same line of questioning, but, so this was, so you state in your assessment against 21056B that the lot area was addressed through some kind of zoning CBA exception, right?
That is the zoning. Yeah, I already went through zoning.
Right. So they gave you some variance because of lot, and they must have assumed that this already existed as an apartment to give you that variance. Correct?
I
Do you
don't
have the determination?
I don't-
From ZBA?
have the letter from the zoning.
What I'm wondering about is whether, I'm not trying to get in the way, but I just want to be sure that that we're clear about the facts. And I'm not sure whether or not the code allows, it's effectively not fully compliant with 21056B. In terms of a couple of different things, including area and potentially a couple other areas. We can talk about those in a minute. And it's one thing if it's grandfathered in because the building existed before the code,
Okay.
but I don't know that it existed with the same use as it is before the code. You follow me?
Yeah, I do, but problem is, we have a determination from our.
Yeah, that was-
zoning official
Yeah, we,
That says it complies with
yeah,
that code provision.
So we don't worry
Interesting.
about that.
Okay.
You know this, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And just to back it up with the Board of Health, if his septic size is 1,000 gallon, he's able to have a 3-bedroom there. He would have to go to a 1250 to make it a 4-bedroom, and you have no intention of doing that, nor are you
No
allowed
intention.
to do
no,
it. So he has the septic size, and it's not off bathrooms, it's only on bedrooms with the Board of Health. But so you don't need that, they're not gonna ask him or give him a letter.
And he's not advertising as a 3-bedroom
Well-
apartment.
I made that point earlier,
well,
but he's not.
That- was done at the time. I can change it. I have no issues with changing it, but the thing is, there's a lot of carts before the horse. If I get the approval, I'll make the changes, but right now there's no approvals. What do I just say? It's only a 2-bedroom house? It's a 3-bedroom house. So with the classification, it would only be a 2-bedroom. That side would only be a 2-bedroom.
Wait, are you leasing out both sides?
No, I
No,
live
you
I live
mean-
in the house.
I mean, with this special permit approval. Is that
Correct.
what you meant? You say
Sorry.
classification.
Yeah.
I know what you meant. Yeah. I think-
Now you kind of understand.
And you've told us at the outset, you said, once you get this approval on the permit,
Yeah,
you will
correct.
abide by what the legal requirements are.
Right.
And the public's tougher than we are, just to prepare you.
Right.
So just for clarity, the only side that you're gonna rent out is the ADU.
No, I'm gonna live in the ADU. Yeah, I'm living in the ADU.
That was-
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna stay in the small.
I prefer to live in the
Just the
smaller
ADU.
unit.
I
It's
see.
Yes,
Okay,
manageable for me.
so.
I follow your question earlier now, Alan. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Sorry to ask, yeah, but you're the only case tonight.
You know what? Nobody wants to go home early. I get it. No, it's fine.
we'd like to be thorough.
We're enjoying you.
Public hearing next
Okay.
month and next.
Yeah,
month.
I don't think anybody's grilling me. I get your questions. I think you're being fair. It's fine.
Oh, no, but we ask these questions because if members of the public come next month, in the
Yeah.
public hearing, these
Oh.
questions may come up.
Sure.
So, that's it for me. Board members, anything else?
Larry, that,
Just double check the dimensions.
do you want him to switch anything on that stuff? Cause he will.
Hmm?
He'll switch that on there if you make it happen.
Yeah, that's it. Just check them.
All right, just verify the
That's-
dimensions on the plan.
Scott, your first
Again.
booking for 45 days.
It's not relevant
It's a
to
couple-
the
No.
application,
No.
no, it's just,
In front of us.
this is not like it's a certified plan, nobody stamped this, so we have to take it for what it's worth.
Okay.
And I don't think the town requires it to be stamped.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they have.
Well,
you're only
these
asking
two together.
You don't wanna run this,
Yeah.
this gentleman crazy here,
Why don't you let Scott read the letter?
which letter?
Aren't you reading the determination?
Oh, no, he has the determination.
Oh, you're not gonna read it on public record?
Well, it's within the public record. I told Mr. McEnany that he our zoning and building inspector has suggested that we put conditions, and you're aware of the conditions.
I'm aware of the conditions. I read the conditions.
You know, with respect to the annual affidavit.
Right. How long
in
are those?
conjunction with an annual inspection? 'Cause the
Right.
Affidavit without us being able to inspect is worthless.
Right. How long are those conditions for?
Oh, they'll run with the length of the permit, they run with the land.
They run with the length of my ownership
They run with
The light.
property
It's not a,
itself.
with the property.
Yes, they run with
it's
the
not a
land.
waiver, it's a variance.
The permit is not particular to you,
Hmm.
So if you sell it, it will be transferred with that deed.
that requirement.
Of course, the taxes are gonna go up because it gets reset.
That's on the
Again.
assessor.
But Scott, that has nothing to do with
No.
the application. He's aware of that already.
If hypothetically speaking, that condition is forever. What if in the future, 50 years, 100 years, there's a new owner? Are they obligated for that affidavit as well?
Again, it runs with the land unless they make, whoever that may be will come to the board and ask for a waiver of conditions. At that time, we would revisit it.
Most
Yeah,
likely.
the whole idea is, you know, the accessory apartment is meant to,
It's gonna change it to a 220 zoning is what it's,
but when
most
it,
likely it's what it's gonna do, which is gonna stick with the property's life. So if you would go and sell it in a year, they would have to come back in front of everybody to bring it back to the way it was before you started this process.
Okay, I understand.
That makes sense?
right. More or less, but if you're going to market it, if you're thinking of selling it,
I'm not thinking of selling it, but I'm worried. I'm worried about the potential value in the future of buyers wanting to go through an annual affidavit.
No, it wouldn't be annual. This is sticking with the life of the property.
Yeah, but you guys said it would be every year.
what, no, it is.
This state.
it is- it
That's
is-
the determination. Oh, that's. he's-
Yeah, that's
It's
what I'm,
the only, it's our only, town's only mechanism for enforcement
so every year. Every year, forever,
every year.
forever. So that's a,
Visible to-
yeah, so I don't know how that's gonna impact the house.
I don't understand.
Right.
Why would it
Why
affect the house?
What would that?
What would the
add
avid, what would the affidavits,
The code.
it would just state that it is being used the way that it was approved, right?
Yeah, we would ask that the CO reflect what the condition is.
Okay, I misunderstood. Okay, I thought it was a new requirement every year to certify every
Well,
year.
yeah,
Okay,
that is correct. And it's going, and that condition is gonna be on the certificate of occupancy for the house. So when you go to sell the house, title search will pick up the certificate of occupancy, which will show what the conditions of the special permit were. I mean, you'll just have to work it into your business plan.
It's not.
Well, it's to guard for the Board of Health and the fourth bedroom.
There's only 3 bedrooms.
The third bedroom and.
The office
unit.
den.
But the 3rd bedroom gets removed.
Right,
As per your
You
plan.
keep saying.
Okay,
there's four.
I understand.
could choose to do something else and then they would,
It's to protect the property. and
it protects the,
The only other thing would happen is you'll get complaints of somebody. One of your neighbors is going to say, well, there's too many people seem to be living in this house. And
And the
they're
code.
like 3, 4 cars. 5 cars, whatever. And then we'd have to send our building inspector anyway. To verify what the condition of the occupancy of the premises is.
I don't think
That's why
I,
we're just putting you on notice that.
Will's gonna come by once
We
a
want-
year.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't mind if somebody wants to come over. If you want to come over every year, let's have a tea party. You know what? Let's just do it. You want to see where I live, it's fine. I guess I'm concerned.
I'm glad you're taking it in that way.
I guess
It
I'm
makes our
concerned.
job so much easier.
I guess I'm concerned. What's the catch? Because
No, it's just.
Okay.
common
Okay.
law.
I'm fine with that. I just don't want there to be a fee assigned to that every annual. Hey, I'm here. Yeah, my money?
There's no fee associated with you having to submit an affidavit
For right now.
and.
It will be on your taxes, trust me.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way.
Okay. I'm okay. I'm okay with that condition. I am okay with that condition.
It's the only way you're gonna get it.
I know. It reads a little bit more strict than I thought it was gonna be when my intentions are already good. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no, we're not,
Yeah.
questioning your good intentions.
We're
But
prepping you for
again-
next month.
Yeah,
You know, there'll come a point where we're not sitting on this board anymore.
Sure.
And building official's not the building official that's
I get it.
involved in this, and there's no way to know what's the condition of the property with respect to certificate of occupancy is, unless you have a condition that's memorialized in the COO.
I'm okay
That's
with that.
all.
I'm okay with that. Now that
As
I've
I
gotten
said, You
clarity.
could always in the future, at some point,
Yeah, there's a ladybug.
It's all over.
as they say on Good Cause Shown, was that ladybug?
It's a ladybug.
Yeah, ladybugs.
Yeah, they're magical.
Almost.
Maybe I'm gonna get my approval after all.
You can always make the request just to waive that condition. I mean, that's where it might cost you money to do that, but
I
it's
think
down the road.
I think at
Yeah.
this time you say thank you.
I am very grateful. I understand now, and it's not an attack, or it's not that people don't trust me.
think
Not
you say
taking it
thank you.
personally.
Yeah, I'm not taking it personally.
It's only business.
I'm grateful.
All right, Mr. Mackin, we'll see you next month.
Okay.
Cynthia will set you up with a sign and
Post-
everything.
Oh, gosh.
Make sure it's posted.
Mailings.
Mailing.
Signs, stay up, don't get blown in the wind.
Mailings. Oh, God, everybody's gonna know where I live.
You set yourself up for this.
Yeah.
one.
He's got the obligation to make sure. it's
No, that's great. Yeah.
signed. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
he
fine.
gets 1 sign or 2 signs?
But
1 sign, okay. Prominently displayed.
he's only on a postage stamp.
I
Right.
know,
You'll drive right by me if you're trying to look for me.
but it's if it was windy like today, was it very windy today? It was windy
Yeah.
yesterday.
10 days before the.
I've noticed signs.
What's the date?
going down.
Mhm.
It in some other cases.
So on May
May 14th.
4th, you gotta have that puppy in your front
For
yard.
10 year, for 10,
10
10
days
years, not, it's just 10 days.
and no more putting it online.
Yeah, I'll stop that
All right.
for short term.
Mr. Mackin, and have a pleasant evening.
All right, thank
See you
you.
next month.
All right,
Thank you.
I make a motion.
No, we have one more piece of business. What we didn't do, we didn't accept the minutes as the board had a chance to review the minutes of March 12th.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
2026. Any comments, changes, corrections? All right, could I have a motion?
So.
Larry, second by Scott, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried unanimously. Okay, motion to adjourn?
Next meeting, May 14th.
Who's making a motion?
Scott already did.
Who?
Scott.
Oh, Scott didn't see it. Second.
Okay,
Okay, all in favor?
good night.
Opposed? Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
I want. Into.
Bringing it.
I didn't even know it was
Gonna take it to Kingston to get it worked on, but they